On a wintry Friday morning in New Jersey, I got to tour the art evangelist Deborah Zafman's home and learn about contemporary art, as well as get a taste of vibration therapy for the first time. Deborah used to be a gallerist in Paris, and when she moved back to the States, she brought back a lot of art, and her home became a contemporary art museum with a surprise palace in the basement.
Hey everybody, I'm here in Montclair, New Jersey at 8 Madison Avenue with
Deborah Zafman, and I own this house with Bill Ross, and I'm really excited to get to share it with you. It's actually one of my dreams because there is a house full of contemporary art, and I love how art elevates and enriches my life, and my mission is actually to help turn people on to contemporary art in hopes that they will come to understand all that it can give you and bring you. So we're going to tour the house. It is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, I say new construction, maybe it's newer construction. It was built in 2014, end of 2013 into 2014. And we were very blessed because it was really close friends that were the builders, and we got this lot before they had broken ground. And so they built 4 houses from the corner up to here. So it's 2468. We have the magical number 8 as our address on a little over half an acre of land, which is extremely rare for Montclair. And we were allowed to do like a spec house that we turned into our dream house because we were allowed to do anything we wanted to the interior. And my sister-in-law is an architect, and so she worked with us, and we clearly wanted to maximize wall space to accommodate art, which is really like, it is an artful house.
yeah, I mean, I can't wait to show you guys the art, show you the space. It's a really large, half acre. It's a very cool home. Attached garage, rare in Montclair.
Very rare, and attached going into the kitchen.
Going right into the kitchen. You don't have to lug your Costco stuff all the way around the house in the cold.
Well, and yeah, exactly. And one of the things is when we were designing the interior, that 2 non-negotiables we had was Bill wanted the attached garage into the kitchen, and I wanted laundry on the 2nd floor.
And you'll see the laundry on the 2nd floor, which is worth $1 million alone to have it up there. You don't want to lug it around, especially all the way down to a basement.
Right.
Let's take a look around. Let's
Okay.
go. Here we are, 8 Madison Avenue.
Welcome, Samir.
Madison Avenue, but in Montclair. And
Yes,
the first thing
I actually once did a gallery
so cool.
show downstairs, and somebody thought it was at 8 Madison.
They went there?
Manhattan.
Oh no.
But it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Show me around. This is so fun.
So this is the foyer leading into what I call the small gallery. For all small format artworks. This is now an office. It's actually my assistant's office, but it served in the days that I had the gallery downstairs, which we will talk about shortly. It was where all the guests who came to see the show, as in the live art events, would put their shoes and jackets and things. And I like to put words on stairs. It's a little bit of a mantra of sorts, just reminders.
You're going up, you need some inspiration.
Exactly.
And there's the stairs to the basement. Spoiler that there's also some writing there that you guys will have to watch to
little
see.
bits of wisdom.
Yeah.
Cherish, smile, and inspire are really kind of what art does for me.
Little powder room.
Yeah.
I love this
Do
sink.
you like this one?
Oh, this is cool.
That's Pascal Pierre, one of my artists. I didn't say that I had a gallery in Paris, and that most of the art
She has a
in the
gallery
house
in Paris. Had a gallery in Paris.
before I moved back to the United States. And so I shipped all my inventory, and so most of what's on the walls is from there, but I have since acquired things in the States. I got back in 2010. So that's what's on his mind. Okay.
And you are an art historian.
Yeah, so
as one of your things.
Right. I did a PhD in art history at Berkeley, and then I was an art critic and an independent curator, and then I became a gallerist in Paris. And then when I got back to the States in 2010, I became an art advisor and an art appraiser. And that's, so this is the powder room.
I love this sink.
the peacock sink.
That's so cool. Where do you get a peacock sink like that?
The builder had it, and he said, "You guys are just the people who are gonna want this lovely sink," and we did. So
I would take it with me.
I
Cool
also
little powder
love this.
room.
I love this moon. I got this at a flea market in Paris.
So
this is Katrina Eugenia. So I have this, like, I'm crazy about viewfinders, and I had always had this dream that when I had my gallery, I always made catalogs for the artists, and I always wanted to make a viewfinder catalog, which I thought would be so cool.
Yeah, that's
where all
so
the
fun.
works in the show would be in the viewfinder. And then when I got back to the States, I went to an exhibition, and she had about 4 of these in the space, and I just darted right at them, and I was going like this, like this. And I said, "Oh my God, someone's actually done it. They've made their art in the viewfinder," and I fell in love with it. And so I don't know if you want to share what you see when you look in there. I don't think you can. I wonder.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Can you? Do you want me to switch
no,
it?
I can see it. Yeah, switch it.
And then it's very funny because since it's in the powder room, I sort of see it as a temptation thing for guests who come over. Would they...
if they actually
like,
do it or not.
want to look at it because they're curious, or are they in that mode of, oh, this is an artwork, I must not touch it, as if the viewfinder were the sculptor on the pedestal?
Do you ask them after?
No, but once in a while I'll say, you might enjoy the viewfinder. This is one of my favorite pieces. Loic Lucas, it's from an outsider art gallery, which is like Art Brut. This is not digital because most people will think that it is. It's someone with just
this isn't. I thought this
obsessive,
was like
compulsive.
a printout. Yeah.
No, this is all done by hand, and it's exquisite.
How long does it take for something like this?
Oh gosh, I never asked him, but I imagine a very long time. So I think that's so gorgeous. Okay, so we can move on.
Yeah. So much more to see. And that's just the powder room.
So this is Anaïs. She was an assistant at my gallery who modeled for Frédéric L'Église, who's an artist I'm still really close with, and I love his work. A lot of people, if you know art, you'll say, oh, it looks very much like Alex Katz. If you are new to the contemporary art world, you might have no idea who Alex Katz is. But what's interesting about what he does is he only paints women and self-portraits of his shadow. So it's really about him. I think he's trying to get in touch with his feminine side and also really wanting to genuinely understand the interiority of a woman. It's not like on an external thing. Because that's the whole thing about art. Fine art is material, it's visual, it's an object, but it's all about energetics and the invisible world. It's like, it's like coming from this other realm of the invisible into our reality to give us a taste of like the metaphysical and spiritual. And that's part of my love for art.
Yeah, I love that.
It's giving me access. It's like they're portals, like artworks are portals.
Well, people will see, splatters and say, what is this? This is nothing. But you need to get to that other level of what it means and what it means to you also.
Right, exactly. And it's so much about you cultivating your sensitivity to be able to receive it. And the other thing I have to get on my soapbox about with art evangelism and why I think art is like a very important healing force in humanity right now, is that if you think of an artwork as an alien other, like capital O other, the fact that you're choosing to have art in your life and have it be something you engage with, what it's doing is it's allowing you to come to an alien other that is an unknown, and instead of having fear and immediately resisting it and putting all your, armor up against it, it's inviting you to engage with it with curiosity, open-mindedness, and love. And that's the beauty of art, because it cultivates our humanity and it cultivates empathy. And it's so needed now, I think, because of the state the world is in right now.
Just having a lens of open eyes and appreciation instead of, everyone's a hater these days.
Right, and art is love.
Yeah.
It really is.
I love that. Let's keep going
okay.
to the office.
Sure. So this is my office where I do my art appraising. She's just awesome. I love her little glasses.
Who's the artist?
Reynald Driez, one of my most favorites from my gallery days. And some might be offended or think there's obscenity to this, and to me it's just pure poetry and magic. To have flowers growing out of her body is to me a symbol of what like creativity is all about, and the fact that it's coming from the genital area is just because that is where our divinity lies, in our body.
There's
so,
power.
Yeah.
The art is for say it's.
Oh yeah. So we're selling the house,
Mm-hmm.
and I would love a person who falls in love with the house to potentially fall in love with the art or some of the art and say, hey, I'd like to buy this from you, you know.
Some of it, yeah. Some of them just feels like it's part of the home.
Yeah.
For sure. Cool. Let's keep going.
Okay.
I always like to see the printer in someone's home. This looks like a good laser printer.
It is. It's color, and I
Color
need
laser,
it
yeah.
for my
These days
appraisal
you need
reports.
color laser.
Although now we do a
This
lot
was
of
your
PDFs.
daughter?
So this is my daughter when she was 7. She's now, Malena is going to be 27 in September. And there's a long story about this painting that I actually share at the end of my show, Confessions of an Art Evangelist, which I'll try to say really in concise terms. The artist that painted her had this vision of wanting to paint like a sort of princessy little girl. It had been percolating in her mind for a while, and then when I had the opening of my large gallery space in Paris, she had come to it. I didn't know her. She was invited by another artist, and she spotted my daughter and said that was her vision of who she had to paint, not knowing that I was her mom, the gallerist. And she came, and Malena ran up to me and said, Mommy, this woman wants to paint me. And she agreed to be photographed for it. And then I didn't see the painting done. And then I moved back to the States in 2010, and I went back to Paris in 2017, remembered that painting, and said, oh my God, I've got to bring my baby home, because she was leaving for college that same, like a month after I got back from Paris. And so it was very symbolic to me that I brought her home as she left home. And then maybe more importantly, but I don't want to start crying, when I had my gallery in Paris, I feel a lot of like guilt and shame about neglecting her when she was little at that age. And so this allowed me redemption, because I brought her home, and from my desk all day long, I'm just loving her all day.
Nice.
And it feels like I got to sort of retroactively pour all this love into her and be very present when I was quite absent at that time. So it has like a very
redemption.
That's a very
Full
personal
circle.
story. And then on another level, she is for me a metaphor of what art is in the world, because this is called Malena's World. And if you look at the background, it's really an unpleasant history painting, because it has Osama bin Laden, George Bush. It's Middle East war, and it's ugly. It's like an ugly world, and she's like hovering above it, you know, like in the world but not of it, like this just beautiful angel who's this divine being that's like detached from it but hovering. And I always think that's what art is in the world. It's just this divine presence in a not
dimension.
Always, you know, beautiful world. So she's to me like a metaphor for art.
That's so nice. And like you got me thinking about sight lines and like what you see every day, the stairs, what you're seeing while you're working.
Right.
It's important.
It
probably
is.
has a big impact.
And I feel like art can be, if you choose to have it be, so aspirational. Like, so like the 3 words on the stairs, like that's just something to keep reminding oneself of, kind of like a mantra. But yeah, like it was really important that I get to look at my daughter
every day.
every day. So this is an artist who I knew in Paris, but actually lives in New York, Kochi Doktori. He's a wonderful Israeli painter, and this is one of the newer acquisitions, and he has actually several in the house.
So very open concept. Takes us
Yeah,
to the
so-
kitchen, living room,
So it's all just one big open space.
and a huge backyard, half-acre lot.
So the idea of doing the patio like this, obviously with the floor-to-ceiling glass sliding doors, is to create the sensation that the outside is inside the house and the inside of the house is part of this like vast yard. I apologize that it's winter with old snow that's not going away, but I can assure you when it's springtime and everything's in full bloom, We have a native plant gardens there and in front of the hot tub, and it's just stunning when the trees are in blossom.
I always have to say I have to come back at night to see the homes,
Oh, that
and
too.
now I got to come back in a non-springtime, in a non-winter
Yeah.
day. And these are oversized window sliders too. I feel like these are not your typical sliding doors.
It's
Well,
yeah, and then there's the white tile is really nice. It goes out to there,
it's a very good outdoor space.
and we love our hot tub.
And it's looking at art. That's
Right.
what got me thinking about looking at art. You were saying.
Yeah, the idea of seeing art from a hot tub is a really cool experience because you can get more meditative. So it's not actually the artwork, it's a French artist, Marc de Grandchamp, who was a friend of mine in Paris. He's very well known there. It was a triptych that I always loved, and it's in a museum collection, but it happened to be that triptych matched the exact dimensions of the wall
Meant to be.
facing our hot tub. So I asked him if he wouldn't mind sending me a digital image for me to print, because it's printed on vinyl in order to be able to be outside. So it is art you're looking at, but you're looking at a reproduction. So it's really nice when you're in the hot tub and then it's lit from underneath to sort of contemplate that work. But then even better is being in the hot tub and then having the lights on in here and getting to have this viewpoint
You can
from
see
the hot
this.
tub.
That's cool.
So it's just, you know what, my whole thing is, I like things that are elevating. And it feels like when you're in the hot tub and you're just seeing this space, you just feel like you're in a more elevated, kind of lucid world.
Well, it's not just a living room. It's an art gallery.
Yeah, and
there's more to it.
And art is like life force energy. So to me, it's a lot about, just being constantly part of this world. Like it's almost like an installation, the way you could say like how a gallery is set up.
Yeah.
And to live in it is kind of getting this like life force circulation all the time.
Yeah. I think you just invented the hot tub art gallery where, I don't know, it's like a Disney thing where you're sitting in the hot tub and it's taking you around.
I like that
Someone's
idea.
got to do it. I think we're doing it.
So one of my other most favorite artists that I worked with in Paris is Michel Guéry, who was a painter, trained as a painter, and then later became an amazing ceramicist. So I have many of his things, and I think they're worth looking at. So that is Louise. She's this beautiful fairy, and I love the fact that she's, in my opinion, best friends with Lily.
They're hanging out all day.
All day long. They're telepathizing. So Lily is my muse, and I sometimes think she's the world's muse. That's also Reynald Driez, like the one in my office with the flowers coming out of the orifice. And she's on a hammock. And I also love this because he had asked for my daughter's drawings, because he wanted to do a painting that reflected the way kids paint and make art, like the flatness and the way the trees and the butterflies. And so it also has more meaning for me in that regard. But I love Lily's green eye, because green is the fourth chakra color, heart chakra, and it's like this healing love color. And so that's her. But I want to go back to Michel. So this is the first time he did a life-size ceramic. Now he does many of them.
So every time I'm walking around, I'm noticing things I didn't notice.
It never ends.
What was going on with this ceramic.
It never ends. So that's another great thing about living with art. Depending on your state of mind, your mood, your level of consciousness, whatever it is on any given day or any moment of the day, you're going to see different things. And that's where like people will say like art is this gift that just keeps on giving. And I love saying that it's kind of like I guess I think of them as like adopted beings that live with me. I don't really have to care for them because they don't need to be fed. They don't need to be, some maintenance perhaps, but it's really like the greatest thing to have because it just keeps giving to you. But it only works if you engage with
back.
it.
The more you give, the more you get.
Exactly.
And I never thought about that with art.
That's what we gotta all learn to do, because it is incredible where it will take you, like to ever new dimensions of magical, mystical experiences. So what I wanted to say about Michel is that he also does now more what do you call it?
That's such a cool texture.
Yeah. So now he'll do life-size beings just all in this texture.
And he was a painter before?
Yeah, a great painter.
Like I feel like this is such a different skill. And
To move to 3D and do ceramics. Well, I think the beauty of it is that once you've put it in the kiln, you don't know, it's out of your hands at that point. You don't know how it's actually going to come out.
This is also one of his?
So that's also I love it because of the ears and the heart, and many people tend to think these are anuses.
But
I think it's open to interpretation.
That's art.
Right.
That you do have.
It's whatever
what you think it means.
Yeah, and whatever you want to make it mean to you. What I love about it is, for example, when I teach sound appreciation, I like to show this sculpture to remind people that they have to listen with the ears of the heart. And I also say you have to look at art with the eyes that are in your heart.
And you teach sound appreciation, and you do vibration?
Vibrational sound therapy.
And I'm going to do a little?
I'll happily put you on the table.
I'm very like ASMR. Is there a name for that? I'm off the charts.
Then this is going to blow you away.
I'm excited for it. Let's go to the kitchen. Nice island kitchen. Big pantry. Should we check out the big pantry for 1 second?
Yeah, that was another non-negotiable for us.
Love a big pantry.
Because a lot of the Montclair houses are like 100 years old or even older, and they don't have...
a lot of Victorians, small kitchens, yeah.
Right, and they don't have pantries, and the closets aren't very large.
1,000 rooms.
So we were lucky to have new construction, which I was a convert, because originally I was like, I want the quirkiest, oldest, most charming house, and I ended up discovering the wonders of new construction.
I've been radicalized with this account because I want a Queen Anne Victorian home from the 1800s, but then I see people are like, heating this place is terrible. So
it's pretty
maybe
true.
You've got me back to new construction.
I remember thinking like, oh, it'll feel soulless and it won't have like character, but then I realized all the art is all the life.
That's the owner's
and that's
job.
the soul.
Yeah.
So the stained glass is from an artist and dear friend from Paris named Laura Morgan. And she actually gifted this to me for my 50th birthday, and I had it in storage. And then when we did the patio project, it was like, oh my God, we can finally install the stained glass. And it could be a stained glass window, but we created a light box.
You built it into the wall.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the lights are in behind it.
I wasn't sure if it was covering
And I cannot tell you at night how stunning it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so beautiful.
Now I got to come back at night.
You can. You're always welcome here. And then that's Kochi Doctori, the same as...
Oh, the same as over there.
It's the same model for the yellow one we saw before. And then this is Jean-Philippe Paty, who just worked always with colored pencils and paper, and he had this sort of mission that he was going to reproduce the entire physical material world by drawing like every object there could be. And I thought this was a perfect kitchen work. He actually didn't want to trap them into like a frame. He wanted one to just like put them on with like putty on walls so that you could always be moving them around. But it's fragile, the paper.
Yeah.
So he probably would be unhappy with me for having done that.
Oh,
but,
you did that after.
I think he would be upset, but I think it looks so good.
Yeah, no, I thought it was one thing.
And it's kind of cool because it's all European foods. Des œufs frais, like 10 fresh eggs, and the Weitzmehl. Like, it's just cool that it's got foreign languages
and
in
the garage is over there, two-car garage.
Should we see
We'll
it?
do a quick look.
Attached
garage.
Two-car attached garage into the kitchen.
Montclair is very rare.
Yeah.
And a little storage space back there.
Yeah, that
too.
we added when we did the patio. But yeah, it's funny how little details, how they can affect your quality of life.
Yeah.
So besides art being hugely impactful in terms of quality of life, things like a two-car attached garage, a pantry that's large,
second floor
laundry.
You know, when a listing has the laundry room, I try to show it on Zillow Gone Wild, because it's the most important room you can
That's
have.
how I feel.
Yeah.
And I love dressing rooms. So I
You'll
can't wait for you to see that.
There's a dressing room upstairs.
Yeah.
Shall we go upstairs?
And then I'd say the other two items that I love about this house that are staying with the house, hot tub and infrared sauna.
This is like a
Very healthy.
a retreat,
It is.
a wellness center.
Well, we always like to say the great thing about this house is it's so multifunctional. It has like this serenity. It's so quiet. We're up on the hill. We got the vast backyard. It really is like a retreat place, you could say, to just restore things like the hot tub and the sauna and the vibrational sound therapy. And then simultaneously, it is the greatest party house. Like when I did my gallery shows, sometimes we had like 150 people in here, and it was amazing. And it's because of the open plan, I think it just gives it this like.
It works.
And then like I have my office here, and I have my assistant's office in the front, and Bill can work in his man cave upstairs. So it's like it lends itself for working, for partying, and for quiet relaxation.
It's got it all. Let me ask
That's
you,
how
how do you
feel.
feel about feng shui?
Well, I've never studied it, but I believe in it because
Because people will hate
the
seeing through the house.
for feng shui.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't know. They
Are
say
you
like
vulnerable?
your pocket. I don't know. It's like I forget the reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, you're saying you shouldn't have big glass doors leading
You
outside?
shouldn't be able to see through in feng shui. But I'm a hater.
Oh,
I'm
I
a feng
didn't
shui
know
hater
that.
because I think it's nice.
I mean, this is to me like
Yeah.
one of the
When you
greatest
walk in
parts
and you
about
can
the
see
house.
through. I
All
like
the way
it.
through.
Yeah. I think maybe this table is enough to break it up.
I
and it's
hope
not
so.
fully, or like the wall.
Or the wall with
Yeah.
So there's Louise is
Louise is the feng
fairy
shui breaker.
Yeah, she's the
Yeah.
fairy that's helping break it. I had no idea about that with feng shui. I
Yeah.
only knew that you never want to have your back to a door. Like if
back to a door.
like you wouldn't want to have someone walk into your office and look at your back.
Yeah, that one I know. And then the door opening to your bed.
Right, something like
another
those I
one.
knew, but
Yeah.
never about.
Yeah, the
If
see-through.
anything, I would think this would be so feng shui.
That's what I'm saying. You want to see through.
Oh.
That's why I'm a hater. You want to see through.
Oh.
That's why I'm a hater.
Okay, so let's come upstairs
Let's
and
go
see
upstairs to
the bedrooms. And the
cherish,
man
smile,
cave.
inspire.
Yeah, cherish, smile, inspire. That's what art teaches me to do, for sure. Oh, and I didn't mention our Alexander Calder, that print. If anyone knows art, they'll be like, ooh, they have a Calder. So we can start in... Bill's man cave. 4 bedrooms, although we don't use this as a bedroom. It's Bill's man cave / office, and it has functioned as a guest room because this becomes a queen. It's actually very comfortable. So Bill, who's unfortunately not here, is a deadhead and a collector of psychedelic rock posters. So I guess I will
Tell me
feature
about
the
this
Mickey
one.
Hart.
Yeah.
So for any of you deadheads out there who know about Fare Thee Well, the Chicago 3 concerts from the 50-year anniversary celebration
When
of
was
the
it?
Grateful Dead. I want to say 2016. I hope I'm right. I think so. So Mickey Hart's the drummer for the Dead, and that actual painting is the drumhead in Fare Thee Well.
How'd he get it?
Mickey started making art and then featured this in an exhibition at a gallery. And Bill went, and we got to actually meet him, and it was really cool.
That's so fun. Yeah, it's.
So that's a super special one.
That must be priceless. That's such a cool piece, and I love this. They said this is a lenticular.
Yeah, this is just a
Poster.
lenticular poster from the Fare Thee Well show. Oh, look,
Oh,
2015. I was close.
You're close. I'll give it.
Yeah,
Cool
so
space. And then this table you said was
yeah,
really
so
cool.
Sofia Bakhvarova, who is a dear friend Bulgarian, who I met here in Montclair. There's several works of art of hers in the house. We'll see one when we go down the stairs. It's really beautiful in the Bardo. And then a couple more in the lower level. But she designed this desk for him, and it's really cool. I'm glad you noticed it.
Yeah, it's cool instruction.
Yeah, and she's amazing because she does art, beautiful art, clothing, jewelry, furniture. Like she's just everything she creates. Naomi is Bill's daughter, my stepdaughter, and this is her bedroom. And she is very much an amazing artist. Like that's something she did. And this is her decor of her room. But I mean, granted, our kids, we're empty nesters. That's part of why we're selling the house, because it's just maybe more than we need.
Yeah. You want to tell me why you're selling? Why?
Well, it's one is because we're empty nesters, and Malena, my daughter, and Naomi don't live here anymore. So their rooms are just empty rooms like this. And I started going to LA a lot since 2021 to be with my parents because I didn't want them to grieve the loss of my brother too deeply. And he had never left Southern California. And I had wanderlust and had been in Europe for 21 years. And I always loved my parents, but they were not in my daily life by any stretch of the imagination. And after he passed, I just had this like awakening of I just want to be with them as much as possible. And I wanted to maybe take their pain away. And so I started going a lot and being here less and less. And then in 2023, Bill's father passed away at 101.
Wow.
And he was living in Florida, in Wellington. And we inherited his house. And so all of a sudden, since 2023, I started flying between 3 homes. And I initially was like glamorizing it and saying, this is great. I'm always on a plane. Isn't that, so great?
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
Eventually it's too much.
And I really 2026 arrived and I sort of said, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And Bill took early retirement. And at the moment he said that, I said, oh my God, we could all live in Florida together. We should all live in Florida together because it's so perfect for my parents who are in their 90s.
They moved to Florida.
And, well, I'm working on it.
You're working on it.
They're hopefully coming later in the year.
That's great.
So that's the story. And we love Montclair. I think for Bill it's even harder because he's a Jersey boy. Whereas I feel like I'd been detaching for the last 4 years already.
You're from Beverly Hills. It's tough to become a Jersey girl.
Yeah, it's kind of true, except you don't have to pump your own gas.
That's true. But I like it. Let's get out of here. Come on. Where's the guy? It used to be a lot cheaper too. I feel like New York is, whatever they did, it's not as cheap. It used to be like I'm in New Jersey.
Right.
I got to fill up. No,
Not anymore?
I feel like it's not
Too
as cheap.
bad.
Yeah.
So, and then I was just going to say these pink paintings. This is also Frédéric L'Église that I introduced you to before with Anaïs. And this is Philippe Richard, who I also was one of the first artists I worked with. And this is a little bit of a foreshadowing of the pink bubblegum dressing room. Pink is a very important color, as you will soon discover when we get downstairs.
Yeah, the basement palace.
Yeah. And so now this is the master. So one of the things I feel is important to say is I love posing for artists, and it's really almost like an addiction because it literally makes me feel so high, but not in an ego way of like, oh, I'm being painted. It's that when you're posing for an artist and you're realizing like you're gonna be in a work of art or you're gonna be a work of art, it completely makes you reach like your highest self, or at least that's the experience I always had. And so after the session, I would always feel really high for like 2 weeks after, like as if it were some kind of a drug trip or something, of feeling like I had touched my highest self. And that's another reason why I so love it. I don't really do it anymore, but so this is Frédéric L'Église doing me in the bathtub. This is the first time I posed for an artist when I was 23. And there are a lot of others, but that's the other Reynald that was like the one in my office. And then that's Stéphane who did the pool painting in the big space, the guy walking on water in that swimming pool.
You're going to have to send me their names.
I'll send you everything. And then here's another wonderful Michel Guéry ceramic. To me, they're sentient beings. Like maybe that sounds just very woo-woo to people.
No.
Art is alive.
They're here.
It's life force energy that includes consciousness. That is to me just a fact and a truth whether you choose to believe it or not is up to you.
No,
But
I love it.
so it's like you just have all these relationships.
To me, ceramics are like pots and other stuff. I
You don't
maybe
think
knew
of it
about
as like a contemporary art
this
form?
kind. No, I mean that stuff. It could be art also, but I don't know if I knew that they were getting this detail. This good,
Or
like sculptures.
non-utilitarian,
Yeah,
I guess, because
yeah.
people think of ceramics as being useful
Totally.
objects. Yeah, no,
That's
this
so
is pretty
nice.
like, and what I love always saying about Michel's work, I've always said it's like the Flintstones meet the Jetsons, because there's something almost like archaeological about his stuff where you feel like it could have been dug up from.
Well, ceramic is like
Exactly,
from
and
Earth.
then it also has this really outer space science fiction-y weird.
A good
Like
blend of both
I
worlds.
think he's a total genius. Oh yeah, so
Full bath,
purple bathroom.
full bath. It's very common here. Surprisingly calm.
To even that, you mean that it's purple and calm?
Comparing to the rest of the home, more subtle space than.
That is true.
I think I've noticed in some homes, the bathrooms, people are like,
They're more like the sanctuaries.
yeah.
Bathrooms
We're
are
taking a break from the art. for the
Bathrooms
bathroom.
are like sanctuaries,
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
if you think about it.
To the closet, dressing room.
Oh yeah, so now we go to maybe my favorite room, or one of them.
Which has one of the must-haves.
Yes, the second floor laundry.
The second floor laundry. You know, there's something called absolute zero laundry, which
Which
means
is what?
everything you've got is washed, and even the stuff you're wearing. So, like, you could have absolute
zero
zero.
laundry.
You could just throw it in, wash it, and then
It's all like everything's always clean.
yeah. Well, I'm saying, like, you will have not. Usually, the thing that you're wearing is laundry. So
Right.
you could achieve absolute laundry here
I like
without
that.
wandering around the house naked.
Yeah,
It's
so
such a nice space.
So I really wanted a dressing room, and I don't know if that's like a California thing, but like the word closet, I just like irks me. But so I like this idea of just having this one room for all your stuff, and that it makes sense that you should have laundry in your dressing room because then you fold it and it's put away, right? It's like practical.
Yeah, right to the spot, right to the spot.
and,
And I even
and
like
I-
that you tiled it over there.
Yeah, and I loved painting this bubblegum pink.
I love this ceiling. You put all these in.
Yeah.
It's like a
I-
3M or it's
There-
thumbtacks.
I just did thumbtacks with the
Wow.
clear thing, and I've done parties where I did it in the main room for my 55th. It was like an emerald themed party because 55 was like emerald year, and I had these in emerald
Oh, you
green.
can change them out, swap them out.
And you know what else is really cool to do for parties? You blow up balloons and you stick them. You cover the ceiling in them.
That's fun.
It's really
Except
nice.
I'm thinking like this for a long time.
Yeah. Well, you get up on the ladder. And
Yeah.
get a group of people. But I love doing balloons on the ceiling.
Yeah, it's nice.
And this leads us to Malena's bedroom. So this is what we built after we moved in.
Oh, this was in here?
No, like we're above the garage right now.
Oh, so you expanded over the garage.
And so she and I shared the dressing room, and she was in high school. Because we came here in 2010 when she was 10, and then we moved in here, I think it was March 1st, 2014, and she was starting high school that
Almost
fall.
12 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because it went like this.
Yeah.
But, the other thing I was going to say is for me and Bill, this house is our baby because we met in college and fell deeply in love and then didn't see or hear from each other for 26 years. And then when I came back from Paris, I landed in Miami, thinking that was where the next chapter of my life after a midlife crisis was going to be. And shortly thereafter, we found each other on LinkedIn inadvertently. People always tell me, like, you should share your story with LinkedIn because everyone thinks it's just professional.
Yeah, LinkedIn love story.
It's a LinkedIn love story.
They will jump on that. I'm sure they would like that.
And so we decided quickly, like, we shouldn't spend another day apart because we'd already lost 26 years.
Wow.
And he
love.
said, well, I have a daughter and a job, so you would have to come to Jersey. And he didn't think I would because I'd lived in all these different cities in Europe. And And I said, no, like the art world is New York City. Like as long as I'm close, he said, you pick the town. And so that's how we got here. And then we didn't make a baby because I was 45 and he was 47 at the time. And it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
And so I always felt like this was our baby.
Yeah.
And it was our creation. And that's the part that makes it a little hard to part with it. But I also feel like, no, it's ready to
For the
be
next person.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change is good
I love change.
for everyone.
And I feel like I'm in a weird cycle of maybe 14, 15 years because that's how long I was in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just get this like restlessness where I just want
Time to
something
move.
new. And I feel like 2026 is this like new beginning.
You said there's
Today's
some planets aligning today.
Today is like a very cosmically important day, apparently. I wish I knew more to share with you. I just know that on February 20th, something is occurring in an alignment that didn't happen since 1702 and will not happen again for 300 years. And it's apparently very significant, which makes it special for me that we're having our time together today.
Wow.
It's Saturn and Jupiter aligning at 0 degrees with Aries, which is the start of the zodiac. So somehow that's like, initiation of something. And that Saturn is like structured and is like structure and containment, whereas the other force of Jupiter is more this like powerful action, and that it is also the Chinese New Year. This is the year of the fire horse, and that's also very powerful.
It's all aligned.
So
something's happening. There's something in the air.
Something big. Well,
Yeah.
so definitely new beginnings and big changes. That's for sure what's happening to me with moving.
Yeah. No, moving
and
is one way you can really change things. And in terms of, I was thinking of change, that one of the first homes that I went to, the guy was an architect. He had a carriage house in New York City was his home, and his properties that he had built or designed were very nice, modern, but his home was very peculiar in that, like, his bed had a waterfall coming off of it.
Oh my God.
Like it was a loft and there was water coming down.
Wow.
But the water, there's moisture from it.
Right.
And he had his friend paint a mural on the wall, and the mural was kind of falling apart from the moisture.
The moisture.
And at first it was upsetting him, and then he learned that no, like, things changing and aging is good.
Part
and part
it's
of life.
part
And
of
ever
it.
since then,
Oh, I
I've,
love
like,
that.
have a new lens on change, like a patina or like
Right.
something that's worn or used. I like it more now and appreciate it more than
if it were so
something that
pristine.
were power washed.
No, I love that. I know, and I think that a lot about art too, that some people get so precious about art and it has to be so pristine and so perfect. But if you have maybe more like my attitude, which is, no, it's just this living thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's got its life story. So it's okay. Like, you don't have to be so...
Yeah.
Because I think that whole preciousness about it is what intimidates people and makes people feel like art's not accessible to them, and they think it's some like elite luxury item and all of that. And I really want to like move away from that and have people realize like it's everywhere all around you, and all it's asking for is your love and attention.
It's for everybody.
So for everybody.
Shall we go downstairs?
Sure.
And there
Do you want to see the golden bathroom?
Yes. So there is a bathroom off of this for the hallway.
Yeah, so this is the bathroom Malena and Naomi shared while they were living here. And once they both went off to college, I kind of appropriated it and I painted it gold. And I was like, it's the Golden Goddess bathroom. And I put a lot of things from my gallery days on the walls. And yeah, I kind of like I think women like having their own bathroom.
This is the same artist from the stuff down there? I'm learning.
Yeah, very good. Jean-Philippe.
When I saw it earlier, it was just like, okay, toilet paper. But
well, and I
now
told
I'm
you
putting it
his
together.
mission in life was to draw every single physical object that exists in the world. And that's another case where he would want that just adhered right onto the wall. And I attempted this plexi method. He was hard to figure out like what to do with, but they're all really wonderful, his stuff.
That's cool.
And then of course you see another Michel Véry head. And I love his ears.
I like that they're all just kind of looking to the side.
Yeah. And don't you see how like conscious he is?
Mm-hmm.
Like he knows we're talking
He
about him
knows
or
it's
looking at
like
him.
the golden bathroom.
And he's totally equanimous and just peacefully there. I love it.
He likes it. Yeah.
Those are my besties from growing up in LA, elementary school friends forever.
That's fun. Oh, so that's why this is your bathroom now.
Well,
That's why. Okay,
yeah.
so it is.
I
You've
took it
decorated
over.
So here's the art bathroom.
Right.
The other one was more because it's Bill's. There you go. I
And he
take it
wanted
back.
a break from the art.
I take it back. It makes sense now.
Yeah. And these are all the invitation cards that I did for my gallery.
Now we're going to
A very special place.
the palace.
The palace.
The palace.
The temple to the sacred feminine. Formerly
Formerly.
Gallery Deborah Zafman. It was initially a white cube gallery space from 2014 to 2017.
And I didn't notice this art over here, yeah.
That's
The first
Roland
time.
Barrault. He's really successful in Paris. I hope anyone who likes anything, I hope they will reach out to me because
Yeah.
I will be happy to sell them. And this is the Sofia Bakhvarova, my Bulgarian friend who designed the desk.
Oh, and they did this.
Yeah, and I love this because in the bardo is the space between when your soul leaves your body.
Mm-hmm.
There's a period of 49 days till you ascend. And that's actually her. And it's just, she's in this liminal space.
In limbo.
So the space downstairs had been originally designed to be a white cube art gallery so that I could do exhibitions of my art from Paris, also from artists I was meeting locally. And I did do that for a while. And then I had my own sort of personal transformation where I got really interested in sound and sound healing and wanting to create a more like space that felt like a sanctuary and not like a sterile white cube. And so you are now going to see it.
Let's go. And it's been kind of toned down from its
original state.
heyday.
Yes, well, I took off Palace as the title, and I removed most of the really erotic works, but it's not really about featuring art. It's just, think of it as like an installation that is creating a very sacred and healing space, and it's pretty multifunctional.
And this one was you?
This is Michel Guéry, the ceramicist, and this is actually the last time I posed for art, and it was not pleasurable because it was terrifying when you're going to have all the plaster like put, I mean, just the mushy stuff. I thought it was going to be really sensual, and he put straws in my nose to be able to breathe, and it felt like, and I was trying to be really calm. I'm like, oh, I've done Zazen for so long, I'm just going to meditate through the whole process and enjoy the sensuality of all this wet gook on my face. But instead, what actually happened is it felt like I was sure that the straw diameter holes were closing. And so I went into like a panic.
Yeah.
But I do like this now. That it
was
exists.
worth the
the panic.
Yeah.
This is another Sofia, my Bulgarian artist, dear friend. It's called a Vimana. It's actually in Hinduism, a Vimana is like a vehicle that you travel through the cosmos in. That's also me by Frédéric L'Église.
I like that.
So yeah, this is the altar. This says, you are not given a dream without being given the power to make it come true.
And one thing I forgot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Were the words on the stairs, which goes both ways.
Yeah, exactly. Because art elevates soul, and soul elevates art.
And here we are. And you taught courses down here for a while?
So when it was a white cube gallery, I set up this 10-foot screen and projector to do art history courses down here. I just bought, I did a U-shaped table. 12 students were the max. And they would sit here and I would stand up here and be an art historian.
Teach your class. That's so fun.
And then I also taught my sound appreciation and the art of right brain listening in here subsequently, and that was to undergrad college students. And it was amazing because I felt so bad for how much anxiety and stress they had. And I did this course as a weekend workshop, like very experiential. And they never wanted to leave here. Like they were so awed by how good they felt in here. And they just did a ton of listening, like with wearing, masks and just being asked to tune in to these like beautiful sounds. It was like sound art. It was sacred sounds from different religious traditions. I covered like a lot of different things, including sound healing. And they all got a chance to be on the table and get the treatment you're going to get.
I can't wait. I don't want to leave here either already. Just the vibe down here, the colors, the lights. It's calm.
Yeah, it's got like a healing.
It's a very nice space. I could get a lot of calmness down here.
And then this was sort of the wall that featured some erotic work. That's the other Reynald Riez. You can see the realtors covered the masturbatory part so that I guess someone wouldn't be offended. So when this space became the palace, which was like that towards the latter part of 2017, I meanwhile became certified in vibrational sound therapy, and I said, oh my God, this space is perfect for doing the bowl treatment. So come back this way. And the reason I say it's a multifunctional room is that obviously one can watch movies down here, lots of fun to be down here. With all my tennis friends, we would come down to watch finals of the US Open or of Roland Garros or Wimbledon. And it's just a good space to hang out with girlfriends.
Yeah, this is that was his man cave up there, Bill's man cave. And you've got your
temple.
I've
had people tell me this is the closest they could feel of being in the womb again.
Yeah.
That's how people describe
Is that what you're going for?
I didn't do it deliberately, but I just wanted to feel like a sanctuary. And I had this vision of everything being like pink, magenta, red, and really like warm and inviting. And most of all, like where people could just feel really soothed and really safe. And to that extent, I guess that's womb-like qualities.
Yeah.
Warm and safe, and so you could put these lights up more a little bit if you wanted. But and these are the moon pods. We put them away for showing the house. But if any of you know moon pods, you'll know that you really feel weightless. They're kind of like fancy bean bags. So this is like your footrest. These are like, so you can be propped up with your arms and then you're laying on top of the bottom one. So watching movies on the moon pod is bliss.
Oh, it's kind of showing how you would
It would be really more like this.
Oh,
this
they're
would
pieces.
be here.
Oh.
And then this would be for your feet.
Okay.
So I have them side by side, usually that way. And during COVID, every night I would be on my moon pod watching something.
So you're watching TV down here too?
Not TV, but like streaming
movies.
stuff. Like movies.
Yeah. And then this is your vibration stuff.
Yeah, all my sound stuff. And then these are both paintings by Stéphane Pancréache, who did the big pool painting upstairs. I tend to really love, as you can tell, paintings of women in what I consider very liberated states. This is the first artwork I ever bought. It's a work on paper. And I like to say, someone might say, what, is she like so obsessed with women's genitals? But it's that position to me is simultaneously the most vulnerable and the most empowered at the same time. And it's that like truth about how ultimately vulnerability is the most powerful thing. And there's just that complete abandon. And, because I think one of the things I haven't said yet is the extent to which art is absolutely the most liberating force that exists in the world and in life. And it's here to liberate us and just like open us up. I always say it's the great dilator. It opens our minds, it opens our hearts. And so that's why, and then also this is sitting on top of the world, kind of reminds me of like the Wheel of Fortune. And she's just, on top of the world.
I like it as the great liberator and dilates. But I think it's like about having a lens on the world, and art is really such a, what you think of a piece of art. Like, it's very personal. It's very your own thing in many cases. So adding that to everything you do, I think you could live your life a little bit better,
Yeah,
if
like
you do
more
that.
liberated.
I just saw someone say that if you look at slight inconveniences instead of something that annoys you, smile
Yeah,
and like
exactly.
enjoy it.
Exactly.
Your life is like life hack. Like, your life will be infinitely better. And if you add art to that
It's true.
dimension, I think you'll walk around being a lot happier.
Yeah. I always say like
I like it.
art makes life more poetic and more profound, and it's just inner, it's like aesthetic, to me aesthetic experiences are all about inner expansion. And I wish I could like truly teach people how to have that sense of like something in their interiority is just like more space and more space, and that's that whole dilation thing, and how dilation is liberation.
Yeah.
And then also like what you were saying about how you interpret art and what you see in it, it's so fluid, it's ever changing, and it's sort of like it's just limitless possibility. And the reason I think we need art now more than ever is because of all the artificial intelligence stuff and
How do
all
you
this
feel
like
about it?
loss of humanity, and this idea of art being like in the whole domain of the highest, like the highest humanity, which really ultimately is our divinity. So I feel like art is there to keep reminding us that we're divine, and we need that now really badly.
I take it you don't like AI art.
Well, no, well, I mean, I'm open. I'm not against it, but
I'm the same way. I'm like, it's fine within itself. It's not a replacement of this kind of stuff, but people can be creative within the tools of it.
right. But it is true that like, because I'm so much about the body being like this vehicle that carries our divinity in this world, and that idea of like an artist's touch, the human touch of like a paintbrush, or so I'm definitely more. That's where I think you get the life force, and the
Yeah.
question is, do you get it anyway in this digital world? Totally relax and take deep breaths and try to just surrender to the sound vibrations. So that was a very short, sweet session. I didn't know how long to do
Yeah,
it
I
for.
don't know. I want to do it forever. How
You
long is
know
it
what?
usually?
An hour.
An hour?
You know what so many people say when they're done?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, I know this is going to sound really weird, but this is how I would like to die.
Mm-hmm.
And then I always say it's not strange. I've heard it so many times.
That's so interesting. Yeah, no, it was very relaxing. Like I said, I don't want it to end.
I mean, it was, yeah, I feel like you didn't actually get the taste of like the experience of being
No,
all
we need
in.
to, like, book a full.
I actually took the wrong, I have to do it again. I'm going to start over, okay? Because I took the wrong palette. I forgot the big palette. Hang on.
Get one of these bowls.
Okay. Here we go. Didn't mean to do that. And then you can just wait till it stops vibrating, but it will go on for a while, so you get out when you feel ready. So that's like a real grounding bowl.
Yeah, that really. I get that once every few days. It got all the oozes out of me.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because like some people experience it as like a detox because they envision that as the sound vibrations are moving through like their cells or every part of their inner
Yeah.
body, it's like clearing, it's like a pushing things out.
Yeah, I felt like,
And
when you get the chills or whatever, it feels like your body's opening up and
yeah, exactly.
exfoliating whatever's in
And
there.
it's very much like that. And I also like to tell clients like you can like ask the bowls for what you need from them. You know, it could just be pure relaxation, or it can be, people kind of work through trauma, or it'll do, like I always, that's the same thing. I think sound is conscious.
Yeah. Well, I also think that sound never leaves, that it's any word you say is in the world.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Very true. Well, so on the other side of the palace is the unfinished part of the basement that is primarily a lot for storage. But during COVID, we had this idea that an infrared sauna would kill COVID. So even though we were in lockdown in 2020 and didn't go out hardly at all, anytime we did, we would like race back to the infrared sauna. And it has since become one of our most treasured objects along with the hot tub. And like now, yeah, for me now, I'm like, I don't know if I could live without a hot tub and infrared sauna.
Two must-haves. So you've got a hot tub, infrared sauna, second floor laundry,
And big dressing room.
and big dressing room. And there was attached garage.
Attached garage, and I think the pantry is special because I don't see, like all my friends in Montclair, they don't have pantries.
I don't have pantries these days. You've got a lot of gadgets, pots and pans, extra.
Yeah, just
things,
to have space for
fryers.
storage. It's true.
I don't know if touring homes and meeting people is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life, but I'm so grateful to Deborah for inviting me over to tour her home and teach me about contemporary art. And when I saw this on my drive home, I knew it was a sign from beyond.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us on the tour, 8 Madison Avenue in Montclair. I'm still like feeling the chills of the vibrations.
so
I feel
glad.
exfoliated. I feel like a new person. I never thought I'd say that coming to New Jersey.
And when you go out, you'll see that, like, you'll see everything with new eyes.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like it takes this veil away.
On top of the vibration, my new art lens on the world.
And I thank you so much, because honestly, it's like my dream sometimes to just invite people into my house to say, this is what it's like to just live with art everywhere, and getting it to just activate you and the way, like, you have relationships with it all. And so I'm just so grateful you gave me the opportunity to be the art evangelist on your
Thank you
show.
for having me in your home. You know, I don't know where the world is always taking me, and like I'm so thankful that I get to travel and see people's homes and learn about them and to meet people. I feel very lucky, and I'm so happy I got to come
know, and you're
to
such a
meet you
sweetheart.
and learn about art and see your home, and hopefully, you know, the next person, the next steward of the home, with the art or not, you know, this space is a very good space.
Yeah,
and
it's a happy
they'll have
house.
many good years here. So thank you so
Yeah,
much
no, and
once
thank
again. And would I live here? Yeah, probably. Thank you.
Yeah, you could always be the one. So when we were looking to buy a home in Montclair, we had rented 2 houses prior and we were ready to buy. And our dear friend Larry Kramer was building new construction on Madison Avenue in South End. And at first we were just looking at all the quirky old houses, because in my mind they had charm, and new construction sounded to me like it wasn't going to have soul, and I wasn't interested. And he kept saying, just come look, just come look. So this house is the 4th, he did 2, 4, 6, 8 on this block from the corner up. And it used to be the Bierman home, which was a nursing home that is featured in The Sopranos. If for those of you Soprano fans, this is a fascinating fact. If you remember when Tony Soprano visits his mother, that's where she lives. It's right here where we are. And it's kind of cool to know it was there. It originally, the town was thinking of trying to make it like a historical landmark, but it had so much damage from Sandy that they ended up deciding there was really no way to salvage it. And so Larry got the deal to do the building of the new houses. And we got a great lot because it's on over half an acre and it's up on a hill. And we were thrilled because we got to make it into our dream house.
On a regular basis.
Hello.
Yeah.